Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Tonya 23 experience. Tonight, we have a show about global updates, what's going on in our world, specific regions, and topics. So just hold on and be ready for a variety of different matters as there's so much going on. I mean, too much. But in that essence, we're going to touch on as many topics as we can in our allotted amount of time. We have our brother Rizzy returning. He's no stranger to our podcast, but it's been a little minute, so we are grateful to have him come back and bless our platform with his wonderful perspectives. Greetings, brother Rizzy.
Greetings, sister. Peace and love.
Yes, great to have you back.
Thank you.
And go ahead.
So, yeah, let's talk about what's going on in the world and why should we as colored folks stay in America?
Absolutely, absolutely. So after this quick word from one of our sponsors, we'll get right into the topic.
Okay.
Okay. Dry skin, dull glow. Girl, it's time to level up with your skincare with Shea Butter Me by Tonya 23. Exclusive. Hand whipped, ultra hydrating, and packed with pure Ghanaian shea butter. Our luxurious body butters melt into your skin, leaving you soft, smooth, and smelling divine. With 52 cents or more to choose from, there's a signature fragrance waiting just for you. And don't miss out on the scent of the month. Get yours now at sheabutterme.com and use code SESHOTGLOW for an exclusive podcast discount. Glow up, hydrate, and slay naturally with Shea Butter Me by Tonya 23. Dry skin, thank you so much. If you would like to purchase any of our products, you could get right over to our website at www.tonya23.com. Here's one more new addition to the website as well. This is our Orchid Dew, and it is a nighttime facial serum that's made from pure orchids. I mean, this was a process to make, family. And it is a limited supply, one time per year. Every year, I purchase an orchid just for the purposes of using the petals, for to make this wonderful orchid elixir. So this is going to be a separate show when I talk about this product, but I just wanted to throw it out there and remind you all that we have it. And I don't have the commercial for our new magnesium foot spray, but you can find that on our YouTube shorts. If you get over to this channel, Tonya 23 Experience, our YouTube shorts, over there is where you will find our advertisement for our new magnesium foot spray. If anyone has any, just trouble sleeping and sleeping for a good amount of time. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, we will play our intro and then get right into our show. Welcome to the Tonya 23 Experience podcast, where we dive into real life videos and take a look at the societal changes we need to desperately see. Together, we'll explore behaviors that shape our communities, asking the big question, where did all the respect go? This is a space for honest conversations aimed at creating a better environment for our young people and everyone. Let's challenge the status quo and rebuild respect, one episode at a time. Let's get to it. So here we go. All right. Now, we have a number of topics to touch, and they are all very important in their own right. And so, let's see, I have some lists here. We want to talk first off by giving a summary of certain events. Brother Rizzy, do you want to get started? I kind of was going to give a summary real quick on the top 4 things on the planet that's going on, which is the Israel-Iran escalation.
Well, sure. I'll let you give your summary of it, then I'll follow my with a
follow up with that. Okay.
Then I'll get right into the topic discussion.
Moving so quickly,
right.
you know. Okay. Great. Thank you so much. 1 second. Okay, yes. So as we know, we have a continuing situation unfolding with Iran and Israel and the war escalation. We have Israel launched Operation Rising Lion and targeting Iranian nuclear sites and senior officials, including strikes on Natanz and Tehran area installations. Hundreds were reportedly killed. Since then, Iran has retaliated with over 350 ballistic missiles and drones. Operation True Promise 3, claiming 24 civilian casualties in Israel, and Israel has claimed to have intercepted 80 to 90% of the ballistic missiles from Iran. The crisis is triggering broader regional instability with rising oil prices. Everything just, the whole market shifted when that happened, and disrupted shipping again, while international leaders urge de-escalation. That's a positive note after all the negativity. G7. The G7 summit and U.S. policy moves. The G7 in Canada, now largely focused on the Israel-Iran crisis. Trump called for readmitting Russia and stated he'd fly home early due to the Middle East tensions. So that is disrupting the G7 summit, which has the world's issues at the table as well. U.S. updates included increased ICE detentions, and in the U.K., trade discussions increase, and Trump is launching Trump Mobile, which is a cell phone company. Now, question. Presidents aren't supposed to be creating new businesses as they're in office. Wasn't that an issue with other presidents.
Yeah,
So
conflict.
when they saying that he is creating and launching, he is launching a cellular mobile company that we're gonna have to go down that rabbit hole.
Think about it like this. It's what they would call on the lower class conflict of interest. But
Mm.
since he's
It literally is against its, in the job description. He can't do it.
he's not supposed to, because now you're mixing business with politics. So it becomes a political business structure. So basically, you're everybody that any American citizen that had a chance at business, they don't really have a chance at it because it's coming from a political standpoint. And then on top of that, that's a form they can use that as a form of bribery, because you can politically buy your business. You are
Absolutely.
so a billionaire. You're a billionaire, so multi-billionaire. So anything can happen. And in his case, it should be definitely go for him. But because
Right.
the rich, they're gonna oversee that. It's a bunch of rich people sitting in a place and just laughing amongst themselves about others that are not fortunate enough.
Absolutely. Very unfair move in the face of the public. So many rules and traps and different things are set up for everyday people as they try to progress. So
Set up for
that's
us
interesting. Hmm.
successful and others to be unsuccessful.
That's
Yeah,
right.
in that terminology.
Absolutely. Say G7 leaders are debating Russian fossil fuel imports that they phase out by 2027, and central banks in the US and the UK and Japan are preparing rate announcements. Interest rates are going to probably go up. The third thing that's going on our planet is the humanitarian and civil unrest. The global march to Gaza, a global march to Gaza. Thousands began a march from Cairo, Egypt to Rafah on June the 12th, aiming to open a humanitarian corridor into Gaza by June 15th, which was yesterday, and setting up camps until June 19th. I'm not sure how that is going. Los Angeles protests, also with the civil unrest,
Distract.
anti-ICE demonstrations
That's a distract.
escalated into clashes, prompting a state of emergency and deployment of 4,000 National Guard troops, with hundreds arrested so far. Go ahead, Brother Rizzy.
That's a distraction. And you said something so real earlier, and I was just listening because, like they're telling us something when you hear Israel and Iran, because
Hmm.
it's real. So I ran, but what did I run to?
Right.
Still, I ran. I ran because it's real, or it's real, and I ran. But where did I run to?
Hmm.
Those names are like they're playing with the letters and what's really going on over there. What is
Yeah.
real?
There's so many questions about what is actually going on over there.
So that's why I say what is real. There's so
Hmm.
go find out what's going on over there. It's real over there, man. So it's telling you it is real. So what
There's so much usage of AI that the public only receives what they give us as far as imagery and video content. And yeah, so I
mm-mm.
think that the independent media on the ground is starting to become actually more reliable.
But if you pay attention to what's going on, right? Everything that we didn't have access, we didn't have access to the truth. We've always had access to the media, but not in the true format that is shining out now.
Mm,
See what Burkina Faso did? They blocked Google. So in dumb blocking Google, there people are more affected in a positive way, meaning that whatever you're looking for, it doesn't create an algorithm. It lets you go in. You got to manually search for what you're looking for. Nothing's given to you. As to in America, the people are like, a lot of them are mentally lazy because they'll say something, the phone's listening to you, and it'll pick up an algorithm or give you something. And they think, oh, wow, my phone be. No, they're listening to you. That's
Mm.
violating your privacy. So you never really have an opportunity to really do research on what you should because they're always giving you some kind of theory. So your life becomes theoretical. So if your life is theorized, when do you ever have time to logically see what's going on and come to a balance or some kind of understanding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is so true. Um,
You got, yeah, they banned that over in Burkina Faso. The internet is the Google part of the internet is banned. They got firewalls and everything up against it. And I'm glad to see somebody doing that because Google was like a internet monopoly.
yeah, well, they have their own, I believe they have their own search engine. So being that they blocked Google, it's not that they don't have the access, it's that
Yeah,
they've replaced it. At least they offered them something else. So yeah, I'm really excited about the latest upgrades that Burkina Faso is getting themselves into, especially their own electric cars. So they banned all other cars coming in. They want,
I
the
mean,
people to buy their own cars. It's not that they banned it, but pretty much they are, yeah, you support your own country's endeavors. And so now that they have the freedom to manufacture, it's been really gotten the rich people in Burkina Faso excited to spend money back into, the country.
see what it is. They had to be imperialist because they didn't really have a true mineral and make a true resource, which they did, but they didn't. The reason I say they did,
They didn't have a way to mine it, but they do now.
no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the imperialists. I'm talking
Mm.
about the people that
Them too.
press. I'm talking about them. The reason they had to do what they had to do is because they didn't have they came here, they were already born in the mind state and it's already in their genetics to be thieves, rapists, murderers, all the above. Anything negative, violent, that's what they do. They just
Hmm.
been doing it behind the scenes for a long time.
Hmm.
But in our face, we didn't pay attention to it. Now, Ibrahim Traore is exposing them in the light, and then he's going and he's taking care of business. So that way, and go down, he already showed you the reason why he's doing what he's doing or why what's happening over here and why he's trying to stop it. That's civil right there, if you ask me. So anybody that don't want to see that, then I feel like you don't have a soul if you don't want to see somebody from another continent thrive off of their own resources. I feel like you're a soulless individual.
Mm.
And when I say soulless, I mean soulless. Soulless, SOULLESS, and soulless, SO space LESS. Metaphorically speaking, in the physical form,
Hmm.
you're soulless, and in the spiritual form, you're soulless. So I cover both of them when I talk about people that don't want to see these people progress in life because it say what was last shall be first and what was first shall be last. It's that time now. Everybody
Uh,
on the opposing end is trying to stop that in their power. They don't want that to happen.
yeah. Who was president before him?
Before who?
Ibrahim. Who was
Uh,
president of Burkina Faso?
some other puppet, and he had a coup to overthrow him.
Mm.
Somebody the people didn't like because they were following foreign powers and following foreign powers in the essence of hurting the country and not helping the country.
Wow.
So he stepped up, man, and he did some different things. The guy went to college. The guy has a degree. He has a college degree in geology, but
Mm,
I think he decided to become a soldier, and he just worked his way up because he didn't like what was happening, and he became who he is now.
wow. Hold on one second. Let me see. Um, okay. Mm, mm. Okay. We're going to take a look at this video. The title of it is, I wonder if I'm going to get a copyright strike. I was trying to find something that wasn't on YouTube. They done gave me a damn YouTube video. Well, I'm commentating, so I'm going to check it. I'm gonna take a chance. Gotta take a chance, gotta take a chance. All right, brother. You ready?
Yeah, sister.
Okay.
New type of leader in West Africa is shaking up post-colonial geopolitics. 37-year-old Captain.
By the way, getting started, no copyright claim. I am using this for informational purposes to find out what happened with our brother Ibrahim Traore. Narrowly escapes an assassination in failed coup plot. And this was actually published 7 hours ago. So let's go.
Ibrahim Traore has become the face of growing anti-Western resistance since seizing power in a 2022 military coup. Traore, as Burkina Faso's interim president, isn't content to stay put. He's challenging foreign influence, especially from Western nations, in the unstable region. He's positioned himself as a symbol of African resistance. Traore declared from the start he won't continue dependence on external control. In his words,
Anytime Africa claims its independence and resistance, these assassination attempts to the leaders happen. I remember in late 2019, early 2020, and when COVID hit, at the time when the information swept across the globe, 80, and that is 80, 80 African presidents were assassinated.
Yeah,
Now, that is a coup
yeah. It,
trying to sweep the entire continent. That was so crazy when I heard it. I was like, wow. A lot of it had to do with France, too.
oh yeah, France had a lot to do with it. France and America is hand in hand. France is America's they do this the stuff that we can't see and we don't hear about. It don't get broadcast over here. It
Right.
do now, but it was blocked for a long time.
Absolutely. So listen, there is this coup to assassinate this young brother. Then you've got Israel trying to sweep through, uh, Gaza and get that land. And I believe they're going to continue to move through Africa with their war tactics, obtaining the land as they go.
They're not gonna be able to do that in certain parts of Africa. I'm gonna tell you why. Burkina Faso's with bricks. So if you violate Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, or Niger, any of them places you violate, what's gonna end up happening is, and what he did is he spread it out the same force he has in Burkina Faso. He spread it out to those other neighboring countries that I
Mm,
named: Chad, Mali, Niger. So basically, they're spread it out. The same Russia, North Korea, um, yeah, and China.
mm,
So you violate them, you violate the BRICS, and once you violate the BRICS, that's World War III right there. They're not gonna back down. It's gonna be that. So they
mm.
can take that chance if they want to, because America is not the strongest. We're not the strongest nation out there now. There's other intelligence as well.
Rightfully so.
So they could take that chance, and what's gonna end up happening is now you're gonna go in front of the nation, and the nation gonna arrest America for corruption. And it's gonna be corruption on a level where you holding the people hostage and you using them, you're killing them people. Them people getting killed over there in their country. Cause people gonna come over here to do shit to America, and the United Nations gonna have the arrest of the people in the military and the president who put this order all in perspective. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of trouble, and the United Nations don't do what they gotta do. They're gonna get in trouble too.
Mm.
It runs deep. It runs
Yeah.
deep. You gotta be afraid of the feds. Ain't the feds you afraid of now? It go deeper than the feds.
Yeah.
Homeland Security gonna have to do something. What they gonna do? Donald Trump, he got this thing like it's a toy. This thing's not a remote control. You playing
Mm.
with billions, you playing with millions, if not billions of lives here at stake. So you mean to tell me that people here in America, it's supposed to be a free country, but you think he gonna be able to play with things like that on that level and get away with it?
Mhm. Let's
Nah,
just keep.
all that money in the world, right? You're affecting some of these. It's other folks that's not the same color as us that's being affected, not the ones that's being deported. You can read between the lines of what I'm saying. Some people are
Mhm.
being affected,
Absolutely.
so they gonna use that same law that was designed against us. They gonna use that against them rich people. And what they gonna do? You can only change the law so much.
Yeah. After they do that, then they
It's
create a whole different one.
yeah, change it so much.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You
No.
going you change the law to the point that you lose because black people starting to wake up. It's a new day, and when I say it's a new day, it's some of us that's still gonna be how we is, and we gonna die here stupid, however we is, and there's some of us that's gonna move on and want more, and we gonna live, and we gonna live smart. We gonna be strong for as long as we can.
That's right. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you got you got the female president of Namibia. She was kicking them countries, them other people from them other foreign countries out of her country.
Hmm.
Uh,
I definitely read about that.
it's
Maybe
not him.
get the article and check it out. Let's finish this one. Let's move on. Oh.
Across the continent, as Burkina Faso expelled French troops, many see Traore as a bold new voice for Sahelian sovereignty amid diplomatic shifts. Yet challenging world order comes at a high cost.
Uh-oh. Hurry up.
On Monday, Faso's military government announced they had foiled a major plot to overthrow the mild-mannered Ibrahim Traore. State TV said the conspiracy involved current and former military and terrorist leaders. They planned to attack the presidential palace. Traore claims that since taking office, he's been constantly targeted, both politically and physically. The fight to maintain power, from coup plots to assassination attempts, rages on. The most recent of these claims was in June, when Troy announced he had thwarted another plot to oust him, calling it one of many conspiracies amplified by foreign powers to destabilize the Sahel's growing unity. According to him, this is a vulnerability of the Sahel, but one of many conspiracies exaggerated to destabilize the region's rising cohesion. He warned that foreign forces are actively working to divide the Sahel alliance nations.
What a shame that this is a tactic that has been used for years, hundreds of years, for the Western countries. Any time they acquire anything, this is the process. Let's watch.
Sahel Alliance is a regional bloc formed after Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger each withdrew from Western military partnerships. Sources say external actors are pressuring one member state against the others, a calculated move to divide the growing union that dares to challenge imperial norms. He called these moves imperialist machinations and doubled down on his strong message: the Sahel is no longer anyone's backyard. Just weeks ago, on April 21st, the Burkina government claimed it foiled another coup attempt, this time allegedly based in neighboring Ivory Coast, accusing a network of current and former military of plotting to storm the presidential palace and plunge the nation into chaos. Sana said the coup aimed to cause total disarray and place the country under international oversight. He also alleged the plot's leaders were based in Ivory Coast. Ivorian authorities denied involvement, but the accusation alone further heightened diplomatic tensions in the already unstable region. This wasn't an isolated incident. Just 9 days earlier, on April 12th, Troy was embroiled in a conspiracy involving 119 people linked to his former mentor, Paul Henri Sandaogo Damiba. This event also showed pro-Western forces trying to change the country's course and restore foreign alliances. In September 2023, less than a year into Troy's rule, another coup attempt was reported. This time, both military and civilians opposed Troy's decision to expel French troops and change Burkina Faso's foreign policy.
See that? You want to make any comments?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This right here is what they're attempting to do is the normal thing that they do, that France and America does to Africa, and that's what they've been doing for 60 years or more.
Mm-hmm.
So now that he dares to step up and change that, man, they probably N-wording all over their mental. They like
yeah. Yeah.
I'm allowed to say that, right? Just how I said it, right?
Didn't worry, sure.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's
Okay.
a bunch of mental tyranny going on with them people.
Absolutely. And it's terrible because no one can just do that to America or France
According to sources,
or
these
any of their
events were
allies.
part of a broader plan to prevent Burkina
You would never
Faso's
even think
growing
about it.
independence. For Africa's full liberation, please share your thoughts in the comments. For more informative videos like this, please like and subscribe to our channel. Society face increasing pressure. Now there's little room for criticism. For many citizens, especially those outside social media, these authoritarian trends raise deep concerns about the country's direction. Yet to many Africans, Ploué represents defiant courage. He remains a symbol of African ambition, freed from European narratives. Admired by some, feared by others, watched by all.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know
And
he's a
then
Pisces, right?
he's a what?
He's a Pisces.
Who, Ibrahim?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I was gonna say they always that's another part of the process that they always use their own kind to come in and tear up everything.
Wipe them out. Yeah, that
Mhm.
same tactic they use in America.
Yep.
They use us to kill each other. Why would they not do the same thing in Africa if they look at us and they see us all the
Well, what
same?
they do is they play such a mind fuck on them. By the time it's time for them to understand what's going on, they really turn against their brother or sister.
Yeah, because what they do is two to three things. They two to three tactics they use. They use a tactic of freedom. They go to how it was back in the slave days. You had two N words out there, and by the two N words being out there, one the slave master telling the one N word he better than the other N word. So
Mm.
you create that diversity, but you doing it at two different times. They're never amongst each other in the same time that you're saying what you're saying now.
Wow.
So all you did was you use money and gold and all that. You use a resource. You use their own resource. You took over their resource. You sabotaged their. You made them You sabotaged them. Took their resources from. Hijacked their resources, and told them if they did this and they did that, that they would get this and they would get that because they've been in poverty so long. They to be so they end up in hope. The opposer, the opposition or the oppressor, whatever O word you want to use, enemy, whatever you
Mm.
want to use, in hope that, okay, that individual's been, I basically starved you out. You haven't been able to eat good, nothing, but here's this plate, but you got to do this for that to get this plate. So now you've been starving so long, you forgot what it was like to eat, so you're willing to sell people out just to get a meal. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not making an excuse for some of the brothers and sisters that do what they do, but that's what it really be about. Either they're addicted, they're greedy, or they've been starved out. AKA there's no balance on either side of it. So
Right.
they got too much of it and they still want more because they're addicted, or they never had anything, or they forgot what it was like because they never had anything. So they want to experience that and they're doing anything to get that. And
Right.
the opposition uses that as hope. They use that, and a lot of
Mhm.
people fall for it.
Yep. And you got whole organizations and churches and all types of larger conglomerates setting up traps for these people. They have no clue.
Yeah, they add to it. They add to it.
Hmm.
You become what they say.
Unbeknownst to them, you know what I'm saying?
You become what they call a sacrifice, but they don't the
Right.
sacrifice they telling you about is the same thing they doing, but you don't get to see them do this. But by the time they get to you, they done already made that sacrifice, and you next. You just don't know it.
So true.
That's how this whole thing this gospel means go spell.
Hmm.
I don't want to go spell nothing. I'm tired of spelling.
And
I
the
don't want
thing is,
I don't
all of the
want to your spell
conflicts,
no more.
yeah, but all of the conflicts around the world, literally, even this one can be traced into
But look
one
at
of
it.
the religions, one or more.
Gospel, right? Go spell, right? And then you got gossip. Why they so close?
Mm,
So you
yeah.
gossip about gospel.
The
Just
whole thing about spelling is crazy.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then the gospel. It's too close, man.
The
I'm
God spell, the God
wow.
spell. What
Looking
if
at
it was a
wow.
D in there? Instead of a P, it should be a D. Like a upside, because a P is an upside down D.
All the math. You gotta remember these people that put this thing together were mathematicians
I
too.
think I
They
think
they
we just
figured in
busted
these things.
We just decoded a thing with that.
booby traps, man, and people don't look at the spelling of things. You don't understand. We in a world where the English language is not a true language. It's from the Anglo-Saxon, and
Literally trapping souls, but people are so like
that,
close-minded about it.
they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, gonna be too late.
It's too late is too late, man, and when too late comes, it's too late.
And this is the thing. They think that these world problems playing out on the earth don't have anything to do with their soul's condition.
I tell you, because they don't remember. They
Mm.
can't read. They can't get into the format of recognition. So to get into recognition is to recognize, which we say recognize. Okay, just not to recognize the things in the physical, because okay, you can physically recognize what's going on, but in your spiritual aspect, can you recognize with self? That's the thing. Everybody going outside, man. It's inside. You
Yeah.
already with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go outside for it if I know I'm filled up with it and I'm in the liking of it. I can't go outside for it. I'm sorry, I can't.
And the thing that was really so occultish and spooky about them is a lot, the good quotes that's in the Bible,
Yeah.
they put them in there, but it's mixed in with all the other gibberish or whatever. And the vampirism and all the other stuff that's in there.
They had to tell you the necromancy to some extent. Because think about it. They say necromance, right? So
Mm,
they use the neck because the neck is like one of the softest places, or like most, like you can really get to it. So they mixed in romance with it, which is a Roman word.
mm,
So,
yeah.
like, what am I? What am I? Why do I want to be romantic? Ah,
It's
a
either that or
romantic.
Latin,
I'm
right?
a Roman. I'm a romantic. Romantic. Romantic.
A Roman tick.
A
Wow.
fucking romantic. Why I want to be a romantic?
Mm-mm-mm. See,
You
these
gonna,
little intricacies, like,
so you gonna tell me you gonna break? You gonna give me? You gonna take my language away from me? Give me your English language and tell me how to love in English when you're chaotic people? And want to know why we can't understand each other as black people because we love in English and that's not our love language.
sure ain't
Makes
at
sense.
all.
And we treat each other the way we do because we learn it from the oppressor. So if what you learn from the oppressor, you're gonna oppress others with what you know. That's all you gonna do. I catch myself doing it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
ain't no better than nobody. I'm guilty for it too. But I know that.
Check
So
this out.
progress is going in the right direction.
That's all the more reason for all these states to be trying to pull African American history out of the schools, right?
They don't want it because
See that as the plan? See that as the part of the plan?
yeah, they don't want that because they pull it out of the school. You'll never get back to your true nature.
That's right. And that's the whole thing. They got the jail cell sitting there for you, or their military to go fight their bull crap that they started.
Oh,
It
they
has
ain't
nothing
locking
to
you
do
up
with
no
you.
more. They ain't trying to lock you up no more. They tired of locking people up because you still gain knowledge in jail and you still able to spread it. They tired of seeing you, so they killing you now.
Well, see, this is
Kill
the
you in
thing.
jail. You sit in jail long enough, they kill you in there. That's the plan.
Yeah, with this.
Change the laws and the minor things become big infractions to the point that they can give the death penalty. Trust me, they working on a law for that. Think they
They
not?
they definitely are. And things are moving kind of fast with this silly young people out here in this LA situation.
It's a
Now you got
distraction. They
right,
using it.
but with them not doing what they are supposed to do gives them the opportunity to keep rolling out more parts of the plan. They're probably like on part F of the plan. F when they F everybody.
Yeah, they on the sixth letter of the alphabet. They about to do that to you.
Because once they do that martial law, it's a wrap for everybody. That's like a curfew and all of these different infractions for everybody
But
after that point.
thing,
Yeah.
E come before F.
And the
So
thing about it is, a lot of that looks staged because we remember what happened
it,
during COVID, and we remember how those weren't regular civilians out there burning up stuff, leaving tons of bricks on the corner and bottles and all the different things that they were supplying for the people to start destroying stuff. So we remember that was DS, deep state. And that's exactly what looks like is in LA right now.
you
I
gotta
mean, they
remember,
got some scragglers out there,
yeah.
but for the
But not
most part, that's
they
some bull crap. Yeah, it's
that
like another operation.
the media is a weapon. Malcolm X said it. On top of that, that's what these people do. They any way to distract you, and on top of that, you gotta remember civilians, regular civilians, they got some kind of consciousness. So why would they want to do that? That ain't where they stand. They ain't trying to do that. They trying to get where they need to get to without all that obstruction.
Exactly. And I hear that they are roughing up a lot of people that's just moving through. Talking about everybody that got brown skin, they gotta prove they're not an immigrant. They know who they looking for. It's not
Yeah,
everybody with brown damn skin either.
no. In between, they looking for certain folk, but they got to stage a scene to get rid of who they trying to get rid of without making noise.
Mm,
Simple. It's always something more to it. You're not gonna send feds out to go get people just to get people. No, it's more to it.
yeah, and I would suppose them going out giving them a reason is, that's points for them.
I mean, I look at it like this: people gonna do what people gonna do, and then people gonna do what people gonna do.
Exactly.
What I mean by that is you got people out here doing things for maybe the good of themselves. And
Mm-mm.
by them doing things for the good of themselves, they may win in little increments, but they're not winning on a bigger level or just in a bigger view. They're not winning. The reason I say that is because there's people like me and you actually out here trying to make things right. And when I say right, make it right for a larger amount of people that hasn't had that opportunity from the time that they knew they existed. So, in saying that, we the people that I'm talking about, by that happening, it'll be a lot more opportunities for the world to just be smooth how it should. Because honestly speaking, the people that rule the world right now, they're not creative, they're not innovative, they're
Mm-mm.
thieves. So a thief is always trying to bring out the next best idea of what they think is best. And in saying that, some people don't do their research. They just want to put something out because it's trendy. That's the era we in. And that's why we're where we at now, because people was putting out trendy things, and some of these trendy things had more truth behind them, and now they ass in hot water.
Mm.
Everything's being exposed.
Yeah.
With trend come truth too.
Yep, that's true. Um,
That's why we where we at now. And I was saying earlier, America, is it a place that we should stay or should we leave? Some people feel that we should leave. Some people feel that we should stay. I'm not wrong in those that feel that we should stay, and I'm not wrong in those that feel that we should leave. Everybody have their reasons and their specifics. Now, because we leave don't mean that some of us ain't coming back. It just might mean that we coming back stronger. Get what was left over, which still belongs to us as well too. It's just regrouping because you stronger in numbers.
that's true. I forgot to talk about this is actually one of the headlines as well. I'm not sure if you heard about it. I'm gonna share the screen again. Uh Let's listen to this little clip here. Yes, I want for my audience to beware. This is going to be graphic information. I'm using this video for information purposes, just to inform, and I do not have any copyright rights to it. So here we go. That's him. Yeah, it was African American couple. He was a YouTuber. And he had his own channel, and he had a rival who had his own channel, and they would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and he literally hunted him down. He found out that he was in Las Vegas, and he was on his channel showing how he was riding in his car. How dare you be in my town? This, that, and that, and the other. Next thing you know, they were on the Vegas Strip, him and his wife, and the guy pulled up on him and killed him and then opened fire on his wife. So that was literally over a YouTube feud. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, the world we live in, man. Never know how people be feeling.
Now, my explanation for a lot of these different things is, the jab. This is the fallout from the jab. The irrational thinking leading to possible murder.
That's crazy.
Hmm. Yes, sir. It's only the beginning, I'm afraid. Everyone do their due diligence in protecting themselves and their families, of course. Anything else, Brother Rizzy, before we wrap it up?
Oh, sister, I think it was a good show tonight. Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap it up. Yeah.
Absolutely. It looks like we need to do this again. Let's see, in another day or so. Like, let's see how things unfold tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Tomorrow, see
might be getting back on tomorrow night if things get too uh scrumptious. But yeah, so we will play it by ear and eyes.
All right, sister.
All right. Peace
Peace.
and love. Everybody, stay well and stay safe out there. Peace.
Peace.
Dry skin, dull glow. Girl, it's time to level up with your skincare with Shea Butter Me by Tonya 23. Exclusive. Hand whipped, ultra hydrating, and packed with pure Ghanaian shea butter. Our luxurious body butters melt into your skin, leaving you soft, smooth, and smelling divine. With 52 cents or more to choose from, there's a signature fragrance waiting just for you. And don't miss out on the scent of the month. Get yours now at sheabutterme.com and use code SESHOTGLOW for an exclusive podcast discount. Glow up, hydrate, and slay naturally with Shea Butter Me by Tonya 23. Dry skin, dull